Hello everyone. I'd like to start off this video by letting you know, if you didn't already know, that I am a very analytical thinker. I like to think very in depth, and I would like to share with you some of the thoughts I've been experiencing recently. As I gaze to the future, I can see the year of 2035, 2050, 2060, and I can also see the year of 2070. I'm going to be honest with you all. I am extremely terrified for what's to come in the year of 2070 to the deaf community in California. They are desperate for our help, and I can hear their cries. We all need to work together to fix this issue because it's not a job for just one person. All the years I mentioned are going to be a disaster, but 2070 will by far be the worst because the deaf community in California won't even exist by that point. I have been trying to figure out how to solve this issue and to keep it from happening, and I think I was born this way. I like to solve issues, and I continue to work on them until they are gone. I know I'm not the only deaf person around that thinks this way. There are a few others that can see what I see for the year of 2070. But most of you don't see the same things that we see. Growing up as a deaf person, we all take things in with our eyes because we're very visual. We hear the same stories about struggles and frustrations with interpreters, or frustrations with language barriers, the cultural withdrawals we go through, or if we happen to learn our language late. Those stories have continued, they persist, and they are never ending. Yes, I acknowledge that technology has improved and it has helped us, but honestly, it's just still not enough. NAD tried their best. An organization called the Deaf Grassroots People tried their best as well. Deaf schools, mainstream schools, and others tried their best. Deaf organization and deaf businesses and so many others have tried their best. They have all fought for us. They cherish us and our people. They understand the problem and the issues that we face, and they continue to fight for us, and we need to show our gratitude for all of their hard work and effort. And they're going to play a very important role for the year of 2070. And so the problem continues. I've been trying to think of a way to solve this issue, and a thought keeps coming to me. I've tried to suppress it, but it persistently comes back to me. I'm trying to think of an idea that we've never tried before, because all of the things that everybody else has tried, it's been pretty similar, and it's not enough. We need to try something different. I myself like to think outside of the box. And that is what my idea is. It is simple. It does not require a lot of work. And it is a clear message. And the content of that message, I would like to put into a letter. The message that the letter holds is simple, but it is powerful in its words. I've decided that every year I want to send out this message at the same time over and over again. We need to turn things around. We need to send out this message to do so. My idea is, well, we all know that there is 50 states in America. Imagine if we were to call upon all of the deaf residential schools, if we call upon all of the deaf mainstream schools in each of those states, the deaf organizations and the deaf businesses in each of those states, and so many others. They become our allies. They are our allies. We would call upon the big businesses as well, and then we would get them to sign this petition that I have created. The names of the individuals that work at these organizations and businesses and schools is not important, but the names of the businesses, organizations, and schools themselves is what I want signatures for. Once we compile this list, they have to realize and notice what we are trying to denounce. I don't want to hide. I want this to be announced and to be public so that they can recognize that their process and their actions is a mistake and it is wrong. So I want to send out this letter to all these different speech and hearing businesses, all the different cochlear implant businesses and hearing aid businesses. They make millions of dollars off of us every year. And I want to show them the same message again and again. There's a particular time frame that I want to do this around, and that is from September 6th through September 11th. You might be curious as to why that date is important. Well, if we look back to a long time ago when the Milan Conference was established in 1880, that was the darkest moment in history for the deaf community. What happened during the Milan Conference was the International Congress on the Education of the Deaf met up to discuss sign language, and they decided to ban ASL from us and mandate that we use speech and hearing and lip reading for the rest of time. And all of this, the issues that we face are because of that one time. And it will be affecting us until the 2070. These businesses are still practicing this, even though the International Congress of the Education of the Deaf, also known as ICE for short, had retracted their statement banning sign languages, but those practices are still current. And the reason that they're still current is because those businesses are making so much money off of us every year, billions of dollars, in fact, every year. So the content of that letter has to help them recognize the three things that I want to denounce and that they know are wrong. The first thing that I want to denounce is the system that they've created of division. They have divided us into groups of oralists or speech and hearing people who don't sign, cochlear implant people who don't sign, and ASL people who do sign. And they've divided us all. They want no unity. We can't be united because they manage us and they have brainwashed us to think that this is okay. And every single year they become more powerful. And that is what I'm trying to denounce. The second thing that I'm trying to denounce is that they have tried to abolish sign language altogether and to eliminate it from our options and make it our last resort. And they have become powerful too. The third thing that I want to denounce is when a hearing couple have a deaf child, they don't know what to do. They're uneducated on the system and of the subject, and they are trying to figure out what to do, asking the doctor what their opinion is, and the doctor clouds their judgment by giving them these myths about sign language and how bad it is for us to learn. But it's not true, and that happens every year. All of the organizations in the deaf residential schools, the mainstream schools, the businesses, the clubs, it's their responsibility to help fix this issue. And we need to send out this letter every single year. Those are only a few of the examples that I have. I have so many more, and here's a list I have compiled. Those are strong businesses. They are wealthy and they are well off and they are powerful. We as deaf people need to work together to roll up our sleeves and denounce the issues at hand. It starts with us. This era is serious, and the issues we are facing is serious. We have the ACA, we have the ADA, we have interpreting services, we have VRS or video relay services that are ready to fight for us. And to keep 2070 from being the way it will, and to change it to be the way it should be. And that's what I wanted to tell you all today. We got this, you guys.